Somebody really important's back on the boat. Yes, it's my nemesis and mentor and carer, all wrapped into one. Here she is, Mrs Lumsden. So, Mrs Lumsden.
Mr Lumsden.
Welcome to 2022.
Yay.
First G&T on the boat, I think, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Cheers. Hello, everyone. Oh, yes.
I'm not sure I get the measurements right in this. It's a tad strong.
Lord.
I have a feeling we're going to be staying on the boat tonight.
It would help if we got a bit of ice, I think. Anyway, yes, I know. I'm not travelling around the Birmingham Canal navigations around, all that heritage stuff that I did. You love all that, don't you? She absolutely doesn't.
Absolutely don't.
I think you appreciate it, but you don't have the same passion for it that I do.
I liked it when you took me there the other day, and we were kind of like up. Was it Smethwick Way?
Yeah,
and
Galton Cutting.
Yes, and we were up there, and it was just like really dire, really grey, horrible lorries coming round at about 80 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden we just walked down this little thing, and it was just like going into Narnia.
No, that's the beauty of it, though, isn't it? That's what amazes me.
It's Mr Tumnus.
Yes. Well, I do walk a little bit like a goat.
Smell like one.
Oh.
And so it begins.
Now, look, I know you've all missed Mrs Lumsden. There's been lots of comments about where's Mrs Lumsden. She's not been buried on a mountainside in
Wales.
Yeah.
She.
But now she's here. She's here. And she's at her usual sarcastic, nasty...
No, I'm not nasty.
Best.
I'm not nasty. I'm sarcastic. Never nasty.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen a much happier Lumpy, haven't you? Travelling about or trudging about, at my own pace, telling you all these beautiful facts about the beautiful Birmingham Canal navigations. And there I am, getting destroyed by my wife again. But I tell you what, it's bloody hot on this boat. So when we did this last year, we didn't have this, did we? So where I'm sitting last year, this was just a rotten. You remember some of the earlier vlogs, those of you that have been following me, we had a settee that kind of went all the way round there and a corner piece, and it was pretty featureless, really. And but underneath was a real rotten load of wood, obviously from a long-running leakage from the water pump. And we tried to retain the feature work of the bed settee thing, but it was just not. It just wasn't happening. And so I thought, okay, it would be nice to have a wood burner, a multi-fuel stove, and it's the best thing we've done with the boat, isn't it? It's fab. It's quite cold outside. There's ice on the canal. I am absolutely. I look probably very shiny right now. But it's great. It's great, isn't it?
It is lovely.
We like it. It's transformed.
This is my little perch.
Yeah.
I sit here all the time now.
That's Mrs Lumsden's spot. She ends up with like melted tights and scabby burns on the side of her leg.
And not scabby burns. My skin does go that mottle colour where all the blood red. See, that gin is very strong.
I know.
The red blood cells kind of like come to the top of your skin, so it looks all kind of like mottly. But
Mrs Lumsden's always got mottly, funny skin. You know those unattractive people that have that funny skin? It's one of them. The purpose of today really was, I needed to get a bit of content out because you guys, you suck the content out of me, and every time I stop doing something, I'm getting pressured about when there's going to be another one and stuff. So we needed to do something. We hadn't had the chat that we had last year, had we, with regards to what had happened and where we'd been and what our plans were. So it was quite do a bit of that. I wanted to bake a cake.
You have baked a cake. Well, you baked something.
Throughout this interview, I'm going to keep cutting to little bits of my cake making. It started out so well. No spoilers. It tastes all right.
No, when you say it started out so well, it went wrong right from the start because...
Hang on, you've just spoilt the story.
Oops.
Anyway, it tastes really nice.
Shut up.
So I'll let me show you the start of the cake making thing now. Christmas and possibly the 18 months on the lead up to that have turned what was once an extremely athletic, highly physical, slightly mature chap into a bit of a portly chap. And I know you've all been saying, where's Mrs Lumsden got to? The fact is, she's stayed away from the camera because she knows
needed a wide-angled lens.
You need more than a wide-angled lens. Yes. So anyway, she's because Mrs Lumsden is a marketer's dream, and so she'll go for anything that anybody's offering her. And she's signed up to something called Noom, I think. But anyway, I thought, well, I don't need to sign up to it because she'll drive me from that. I'll go with that. And I thought, well, today, instead of doing something really sort of unhealthy, which is what I normally do, so we thought, yeah, well, let's do that. Let's teach you all how to be healthy, what like I am. So we're doing this healthy lemon blueberry bread. So ingredients: 1 cup of whole wheat pastry flour. I bet you're going to tell me now that I've not even got a bloody mixing bowl, have I? I give my all to my subscribers and viewers, and all you needed to do was to give me a mixing bowl.
Have you had your haircut recently?
Like the book.
Doesn't look as if there's a lot on there at the moment.
Not got a mixing bowl.
Well, potentially.
So doing that, let's go for that then. Mixing bowl.
Come on. Get up off the floor.
So do you know when it says cup? Does it? Is that like we're talking ratios now? So just that, if we say that's a cup, everything else has to be relative to that,
isn't it?
Whole wheat pastry flour.
You have a close-up shot of your head again.
I've got to go to a fancy dress party as a monk, and I've had to grow that like that.
That's very clever of you.
I know.
When is your party?
Done it. Couple of weeks. So a little bit longer. I'll just shave a bit more at the top just before, because I didn't want to look stupid. Prepare a greased 9x5 baking dish. Mix whole wheat pastry flour. That's what I've just put in there, isn't it? Oat flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Teaspoon of baking soda. Teaspoon of cinnamon. Ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon. Blow yourself false teeth there, this one, Mrs Lumsden. 1/4 teaspoon of, I've just done that. 2 tablespoons of lemon zest.
Can I just say I don't have false teeth?
She's got false fingernails as well. You thought I was going to say something else then, yeah. It says 1/4 cup of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, so.
Do you know what I would have done?
What?
I'd have got the zest off it first whilst it was still solid.
All
That's
right.
going to be bloody difficult now.
Alright, champion cake maker. Melted coconut oil, egg white.
Or we've got 1 egg.
Well, it'll work. You're not going to give me the Rona, are you? Have you got the Rona?
Oh, that looks really easy to do. Can I just...
You're going to end up with blood in this. And I rub my finger down this thing. Should have stuck to banana loaf. That's what I wanted to do because I'm good at that. But you said it wasn't healthy enough. You know, when I'm working with Kathy on the boat, I don't have these problems with Kathy. She's great, Kathy is.
She's nice. I like Kathy.
She's lovely. She's polite. She respects me. She sees me as the captain of the boat.
And that's potentially because she's not married to you.
Well, you know, she's very unlucky in that respect. I mean, Howard's a nice guy and all that, but
I like Howard.
he's no alpha male.
That's just plain rude. Howard definitely is an alpha male.
You? So how do you know?
Because I've met him and we had a nice meal with him and Kathy. That this video so far is 14 minutes long, and if you look at the recipe, it says preparation 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it doesn't say in here, make sure that you've got no pain in the arse next to you with a camera who's just chipping away. So as you see, it's going really well. I mean, I couldn't find any of the apparatus, or whatever they call it, bowls, stirring utensils.
And you couldn't be bothered to read the instructions.
What else have we got to talk about? So, yeah, and then we were locked down. Fed up with talking about coronavirus. But, nevertheless, it affected last year. Couldn't run the boat for the first couple of months. I kind of stirred my sort of enthusiasm to do it more around the heritage and the history side of things.
The sandstone building, that's Curzon Street Station. So that was decommissioned many, many decades ago. But that is actually the new station for HS2. So that's going to be the frontage, the main focal point. So it's great, you know, you can look at that cityscape, but you see the old building.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, Mrs Lumsden. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But it is a lot of people's cup of tea. And therefore I want to try and retain some of that. And I'm not going to bore everybody with it all the time. And at the same time, I'm not going to bore those people who don't particularly like cruising videos either. So it's about trying to find that balance, I think.
I think you're just trying to satisfy everybody, aren't you?
Well, that's me.
I know.
That's me all over.
Well, satisfying everybody apart from the one person that matters.
Are you not satisfied with me?
When you spend all of your life just sitting, editing and vlogging, and there's washing up to be done, there's...
all that, yeah.
You had some nice comments on it. And you did put a lot of hard work into it, so...
It is hard work.
But I think the research...
Yeah, I just want to get it right. I want to get it right. I know my videography is not perfect, but I'm learning. And all the research, you might think it's a bit of a pain in the backside, but I'm learning. So
And it's good that you share that imparted learning with everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm quite knowledgeable now with a lot of certainly the Birmingham Canal navigations. I'm getting there, and there's some really clever people out there. You know, some of the guys who comment and some of the Facebook pages I'm a part of, they know their stuff, and some of the photos they post.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Because I'm 56, but I'm actually relatively young to a lot of people who are the viewers of this channel. You know, there's a lot of sort of late 70, 80-year-olds who talk to me about when they were working for such and such.
Wow, so like some real memories and stuff.
Yeah. So it's amazing, really. And so I certainly try not to preach and make out that I know everything, because far from it. It's a really dangerous thing to do, because you get bitten very quickly if you do that. But it's fab. It's a whole new world to me. Right, anyway, back to the cake.
Pan in. Did you like that?
Yeah, you've made a funny joke, Mrs Lumsden. Should be on the stage, you should, for one that went to Deadwood. Vanilla extract, honey, yoghurt, juice and milk. You look at all this, you think, is this really going to make something?
I'm pretty sure it will.
Combine the wet and dry ingredients, slowly folding blueberries with a spatula. Who's lit that bloody fire?
Can't breathe.
Red hot in there now.
Ooh, looks scrumptious.
40 minutes then. I am just a culinary genius. What time are we having a gin and tonic?
Now.
Yay! And so I tell you the other thing that's changed a lot in the last year, technology. I mean, it started out with my drone. Yeah, you've all seen the drone. You've seen the drone? So that's a highly technical, high-end bit of kit. And I tell you what, it takes a bit of controlling. And they always say, never fly a drone in the high wind. And boy, I tell you what, you can feel it, you can feel it. I'm very proud of the drone. I need to get it up a little bit more often. I could do with one that's got a higher range.
You haven't got a drone, have you? Excuse me, sorry. You haven't got a drone, have you?
Is that your way of trying to be funny? It's when I put the camera on the big pole.
I guess. Do you know, I was thinking then, I was saying, you did have a drone, but you lost it, but
honestly,
not last year.
I think sometimes, I think I am on my own. I do
sure.
things on the back of that boat, and I'm pretty sure sometimes she's just like that. Aren't you? You're only here for the beer. So that was the drone.
Yeah.
Going well. It's to be improved on, but it's going well. It's definitely
How-
it has fooled one or two people.
How are you going to improve on it then with your technological skills?
I've got to just change the angle of the camera so you can't see the pole. Right, carrying on. The other bit of technical stuff, the other bit of technology, Walkie Talkies, absolute revelation. Had some fun with Mrs Lumsden with those.
So we've got these now. Down, let's see if I can play her up a bit. Come in, Mrs Lumsden. Come in, Mrs Lumsden, over. No, etiquette isn't what, it's receiving, over. That's what you have to say.
There's lots of things I want to say, and I think I can probably say them in the privacy of a tunnel.
But you never know who's going to come up behind you, like those cyclists who nearly knocked you over because you weren't concentrating.
I think you'll find I did hear them talking, and then at the appropriate time, to be efficient, I stepped to the side so they could smoothly come past me.
Why are you putting on your posh English accent?
To be honest, I have no idea. I think it's just whenever I...
Yeah, so I think the walkie-talkies, they're not always needed, but sometimes on those big flights where you can kind of walk ahead, you can get ahead a bit, you can start setting locks.
What you do need to make sure though is that they're charged, because
Well,
at the
yeah, that's
point
your
that
job.
you need,
That should be your job.
what,
I have to do all the engine maintenance and stuff. You can surely just look after a little bit of charging equipment.
if that is my job,
I don't ask for much.
now I'm happy with that. But you never actually told me that was my responsibility.
Well, sometimes it would mean a lot more if we didn't have to keep
I've
asking.
tried.
If you just do something from sincerity and love,
I
and just
have
do it from the goodness of your heart.
attempted to be proactive by picking up things and doing it for you, only to get pushed and shoved out the way because
Well, you
you can do it better.
If you're going to do it, you've got to be quick. You've got to be efficient. You've got to
What?
be quick. You've got to get it right.
Quick at charging.
Because my
Well, how
patience...
quick can you charge? Flipping walkie-talkie.
Anyway, that's the walkie-talkie. So we've done walkie-talkies. We've done the drone.
Oh. What?
The
What's
other thing,
next?
the biggest complaint of the year, the biggest single most comment that was always made was, "We can't hear Mrs Lumsden."
That's a bit rude, so using that tone of voice. So you're trying to say that all your subscribers speak like that?
And what I tell them, we can't hear Mrs Lumsden. There's also many types of subscribers I've got. Hey, we can't hear Mrs Lumsden. All those sorts of things.
What's about your
All right,
Australian
hey,
ones?
mate, look, we can't hear her.
The Australian?
We can't hear Mrs Lumsden, mate. Now stop making a fool of me. Right. Yes, so the biggest thing, microphone. She would not.
It's really ridiculous.
So you've not got your microphone on again?
I mean, yes, the start of the year, I didn't really have the gear. And midway through the year, I managed to get a little thing that you can press into your iPhone. And So you would then probably remember the time and time again where a microphone still wasn't on. It was attached to her, but it wasn't switched on. So I wouldn't find this out until I came to edit the videos.
Oh, the chains. Has it got one, do you think?
I don't know
So
how
having-
that worked.
So you know all the work I put into the videos, you know all the research I do, and all I asked for is to put a bloody microphone on. She would not. So anyway, for Christmas, I asked Father Christmas for Rode microphones. Not just one, because I've already got one, but I've now got one that's got dual channel. So she has one of these on, and I have one of these on. And I have control as to whether they're on or off. That should sort it. We shall see.
All I can say is that, like, Father Christmas clearly didn't adhere to my wish, which was I didn't want you to have that.
Well, Father Christmas is very
He
much
is,
a
isn't
friend
he?
of mine, as you know. I mean, he made another appearance this year. I mean... Oh, Merry Christmas to you all. Hello there. Yes, I'm just giving you a shout because
Well, I was a bit concerned that you might miss me this year. Only Lumpy, whose boat I was on last year, is a little bit busy this year and can't accommodate me. But he has asked me to sort of drop you a little message just to give all my good wishes for the festive season and for all the luck in the world regarding 2022, hoping that we come out of this... I mean, granted, it was a repeat of the previous year, because he hadn't got time this year because he was working down in Leighton Buzzard for the whole month before he had to sort of go around, which,
him.
you know, so it was a tough one for him this year.
I mean, I'm a little nervous about the fact if I'm going to have to wear a mic and you're controlling it, the amount of things that I do and say. I'm thinking of muttering and using profanities when I'm out of your sight and supposedly out of your earshot.
Well, you need some self-control, girl, don't you?
You go down.
Right, back to the cake. Well, it smells nice.
Why are you laughing?
Because I think I've just caught a peek of it and it looks a bit dark.
Oh, no. What's
I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's going to be all right.
What for throwing at somebody?
Apart
from your arm. Oh, there you go. If you just...
I think it's going to be all right, you know. You turn it around in the light, but you can't see that.
Oh, look at your happy face. Look at your little Mary Berry.
It looks great under there. I think the flames, it was...
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
solid.
no. I think once it's cooled, to skim that off, I think you'll still be... I think this will be cake, and it's just got too hot in there.
Well, why don't you just try cutting a slice now, just to see?
So cut straight through the middle there.
Oh, you might
See
as
what
well.
we've got.
Yeah. That feels quite soft.
Yeah, it's all right under that.
That really doesn't look cooked.
It is. I can't see a damn thing.
That looks a little bit moist there.
It is.
Well, it will definitely be like a sponge pudding, maybe.
Shall we pop it back in?
Go on then, pop it back in.
I'll turn it upside down, pop it back in. And I think we'll leave it there for now. Join us for the continuation of this chat next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Bye bye for now.